Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It's quite evident that Donald Trump has wasted no time at all in selecting who he wants to represent his cabinet under his presidency for the next 4 years. And the first person that I want to point out that I actually vehemently disagree that she was chosen as Homeland Security Secretary is South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, who, by the way, if you weren't aware who she is, she's the one that decided to shoot a puppy because it didn't do what she wanted it to do. She's a dog killer. She is an animal abuser. But hey, Donald Trump seems to think that she's going to be great for the Homeland Security Secretary, isn't it? Like, I personally, I wouldn't want a dog killer anywhere near my cabinet at all. I don't care who the hell they are. I just personally think that it's a massive blight on their character, and it's a huge flaw, if you ask me. And I don't want to see someone that is willing to actually shoot a dog in my cabinet. But maybe Trump knows something that I don't know, and maybe the role is perfect for Kristi Noem, but I don't agree with the choice. I don't think she should have been given a role at all. I think she should have gone away quietly and stayed in South Dakota. Don't go killing dogs that you think aren't worthy enough to live because they're not doing what you wanted to do and you abuse it. The poor animal. Good grief. Anyway, that's not the subject of today's video, but the subject of today's video is because of Trump's landslide victory, him winning the House, the Senate, the popular vote, everything. The apparent LGBT crisis hotline has increased by 700% following Donald Trump's election victory. And you know why that is? Because of the mainstream media. Blair White says this is the fault of the media, not Donald Trump, which has spent years propagandizing and terrorizing minorities about a fake second coming of Hitler. And you know it. Yes, they're claiming that Donald Trump is a boogeyman and he's coming to get you. Like, you're not safe if Donald Trump gets elected. They're coming after you. They're going to find where you live. You're seeing a lot of these crazy woke women now shaving their heads and joining the 4B movement because they're like, Donald Trump's going to take away our rights as women. He ain't, especially when it comes down to this LGBT whatever rubbish. You're still able to be whatever you claim that you want. Just leave the kids out of it and stop trying to make everyone else fall in line. The reason why all these LGBT people are calling the crisis hotline is because they've got this fear that Donald Trump is going to find them and put them in some kind of camp, because that's what people in the media were saying for a long time. It's ridiculous. So this person, who happens to be a drag queen, decided to go on TikTok, and as you do, you tell queer kids that he's going to be your mother now because, well, if that kid's family voted for Trump, evidently this person's going to be your mum. So have a watch.
If you're queer and your family voted for Trump like mine did, hi, hello, I'm your mother now. Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds? Did you breathe? Are you breathing? You gotta breathe in your belly, babe. Let's take a breath together, okay? Ready? Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Let your breath ground you. You are alive, babes, and I love you so much.
Did you take your meds, mate? Good grief, you look like a silly clown. My goodness me, I was a little bit creeped out. Like, it's just, oh. Anyway, kind of reminds me of Jeffrey Marsh a little bit, but nevertheless, this person wants to be your mother if your family voted for Trump like his did. So could it be, like, when you look at all of this stuff and you piece it all together, is it any wonder why these people that think they're something they're not are terrified, and they're calling this crisis hotline. We're starting to see all these other crazy people do crazy things, right? Like attempt to take their own life. I think that is a horrible thing. It should never go on. It should never happen. But people are worried. They're scared. They're fearful for all the wrong reasons. And the mainstream media is guilty of it. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are guilty of it. They're all guilty of it. But do you think they care? No, they do not. The LGBT whatever crisis hotline, the Trevor Project, has reported they received a staggering 700% increase in calls and texts following the election of Donald Trump as president last week. Analysis showed the prominent LGBT whatever crisis service saw a spike in people seeking help of 200% in the early hours of November 6th, just as the election was called. By the evening of November 7th, this spike had risen dramatically to 700%. Additionally, the staff at the crisis hotline reported the election-related content in conversations increased by nearly, what the heck? Oh boy, 5,200% leading up to the election. The current political environment in the US is heavy, but it is important for LGBT whatever young people to know that they do not have to shoulder this weight alone, said the Trevor Project CEO, James Black, who is probably earning a great deal of money and doesn't really care too much, but maybe he's drunk the Kool-Aid like everybody else in the Trevor Project, thinking they're actually trying to do a good thing. Trevor Project's counselors are here 24/7 for any LGBT whatever young person who needs support, and we will never stop fighting for your right to be safe, supported, and seen exactly as you are. How are you not already seen exactly as you are? They want you to see, well, they want us to see them as something they're actually not actually who they are, but something they're not, which is wrong. So I think you should actually fight for the right for people to be seen who they really are, their authentic self, but they're not choosing to be their authentic self. They've got in this twisted brain thing that, or this mental health issue, that their authentic self is something else. It's something that they've decided to create for themselves. And like this whole idea that they're not going to be safe and supported is ridiculous. They are safe. You are supported in many, many ways. In fact, more so than any other person. It's like you've got this extra crutch if you're part of the LGBT whatever. It's the class of victims, people, and they want you to know about it. If you are not a victim, you don't count because you're not part of the LGBT whatever group. Crisis Hotline says 90% of LGBT whatever youth were being negatively affected by recent politics. See what I mean? Like, you are the class of victim. Grow the hell up. What is wrong with you? You're literally fearing for your life over the fact that Donald Trump won, which could be the best thing for you. But you don't seem to think that because you're believing in the lies of the mainstream media and even on social media with people like Jeffrey Marsh and more that actually spout a great deal of lies. Fear-mongering is what we call it. And this anti-LGBT whatever legislation set to increase under a Trump administration, he just wants to stop people trying to trans kids and indoctrinate kids with queer memorabilia and overly sexualizing kids. Stop it. Like, that's not whatever this anti-LGB whatever legislation. Get a life, please. It may actually help you a lot. During his term as president, Trump implemented an executive order promoting free speech and religious liberty, which stated that federal law had to respect conscience-based objections to comply with the First Amendment, indirectly allowing conservative Christian businesses to refuse service to queer people. Yeah, because it goes against their religion, man. Just like you want to force the Christian to accept you for the way you are, which is not actually the way you are. So, like, what is it, man? I think people just need to take a little bit of a step back and realize that, hey, Trump isn't as bad as you think that he is. and all the lies that the media has been spouting for such a long time has probably made you feel the way that you feel at the moment. Breathe. It's okay. Stop being the victim. Grow the hell up. Build a bridge. Get over it. Wake the hell up and realize that life is actually glorious. But if you're going to be a victim for the rest of your life, you're going to get nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Anyway, just thought I would have my 2 cents about this. But you guys take care. You be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.